Hey guys, welcome to the Eternal Quest Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and choosing to watch this video. My name is Indy and I post pick-a-pile readings on this channel on various topics. And for today's reading, you and I are going to sit down and look at your crush's feeling towards you, as you can already probably see from the title of this video. Before we begin the reading and we go into all that, I just want to say a quick thank you to the people that have remained subscribed to my channel. Hello again. If you do remember me and if I've interacted with you in the past or on my channel in any shape or form, hi again. I hope that you will choose to stay subscribed. And if you're just finding my channel and just coming across this video, I hope that today's reading not only resonates, but it also provides the valuable insight that you're looking to get into your situation. And I hope that you do subscribe and choose to stay back for more readings to come. Okay, so I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, know how pick-a-pile reading works. But if not, there's basically three options, three groups of tarot decks to choose from, and then based on your choice, you will be clicking on the timestamp that will be listed in the description box below, and that will take you to your reading. So for my first choice, I have the Chrysocolla. Hold on, I want to see how it's pronounced. Chrysocolla. Yeah, Chrysocolla crystal. Supposed to be a very peaceful stone, soothing and calming in times of stress. Brings about a gentle release and draws off the negative energies of all kinds, especially helpful during times of transition. Calms the emotions and brings understanding to discordant relationships. So that's your first option, Chrysocolla crystal, and with this is the Mystic Medleys tarot deck. For my group 2 or pile 2, I have the Amethyst cluster crystal, and with the Curious Creatures tarot, if I'm not wrong. I think this is the Curious Creatures. Yeah, Curious Creature. Oh, this was the Grunge tarot, by the way. I apologize for calling it Mystic Medleys. This is the Curious Creatures, and this is for option 3 or group 3. I have the Druid Craft tarot with the Golden Pyrite crystal. Okay, so there you go. You have your 3 options to choose from. Go by your first instinct. Just whatever you feel attracted to, drawn to right away, for whatever may be the reason for you. Make that selection. Go to the timestamps below in the description box, and I will see you at your reading. Take care. Hi Pile 1, this is for my first group of people who resonated with the Chrysocolla crystal or the Grunge tarot deck. Welcome to your reading. So as I said, I will be asking the question, what is your crush feeling and thinking about you? What are their thoughts on the connection that you might have with them? How do they feel when they think about you? And I feel like tarot readings, especially in this type of a connection, which is a crush, are especially useful because typically there's not a lot of communication when it's like a crush type of situation. Meaningful communication is what I mean. There's still like that newness to the connection, and there might be some hesitation on your part to actually ask them these questions. What do you think about me? How do you feel about me? And so a tarot reading can provide us the clarity and insight. And another thing that I would like to say in this type of a reading, more often than not, what comes up is sort of not only an answer to the question, not only a direct answer to that, but sometimes the how it pans out in my tarot readings especially is that it even gives us a little bit of background on what is going on with your crush currently. If there's a life situation that they're dealing with, if there is something that that occupies their minds, their time, their energies, their resources. So that also comes up in these type of tarot readings, and this is just based on the past few times that I have made those readings or posted the videos on the same topic. So let's see how it unfolds this time. It's really, it's every time I go into a reading, I never know what to expect, and I do make the effort to mentally leave my expectations on the side and just be present with the message that the universe is trying to give us. So we started with the Eight of Wands, we have the King of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. What is your crush feeling and thinking about you and this connection? What is your crush feeling and thinking about you and this connection? For some of you, the message that I'm getting is that this person might be someone whom you knew from the past, as in like childhood, and sort of have grown up and evolved in your own life and your own personality and who you are as a person. Really watching them grow from either like when you were teenagers or young adults to adulthood right now. That's kind of like the first message that I'm getting. We have the Hanged Man. Some sort of communication, either like, I was going to say either you expect or they want to communicate something to you. Like a conversation that was left without a sort of conclusion or closure of some sort. So this could be an ex that has somehow, you find yourself reconnecting with them or being attracted to them again, and they have sort of popped up on your radar once again, and you have shared some kind of like meaningful conversations and meaningful interactions with this person in the past. And I feel like it is their desire, as well as yours probably, but definitely their desire to reach out to you. Music could be important in some, for some of you. Keep in mind that these are collective readings, so I forgot to say this in the beginning, but some of the messages might not resonate at all, but it's literally like whatever comes up, pops, and grabs my attention. That is what I tend to deliver in terms of messages, but take what resonates, leave the rest. So music might be important in the connection for some of you at least, but here's the thing. I feel like your person does want to communicate, but they are not doing that right now. I feel like they are, this could be someone who has popped up on your social media as well, okay? In terms of, like watching their posts and kind of, you might find yourself curious about this person as well. So let me know in the comments below if any of these factoids or bits of information about this connection, if that resonated. If none of it is resonating, maybe this is not your pile, and go to the second option that kind of caught your attention, or you could check out one of the other readings on the same topic that I have posted prior to this, and maybe that one will resonate. But I certainly feel that there is like a social media, you watching them watching you, kind of, keeping an eye on each other, somebody from your past, maybe this was, even a childhood friend, like someone you went to high school with, and they are growing up to be this very attractive, desirable person, and somebody that, you see as someone who's in charge of their lives, and somebody that's, really, even if their life is falling out of sorts, and it's not really like in line, not all the ducks in a row, as they say, but their personality is such that it's admirable that they are able to, hold that energy and come across, at least they come across as someone who can take charge of their lives and take care of themselves. That's what I see that's what I get from the Emperor card. Somebody, again, who's popular, I feel like, fairly popular, or popular, at least by the standards that you would define popularity. And, but yeah, there is a desire, I feel like, but they are not really making any kind of progress or move towards you. Then we have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is not only sabotage, but also like us getting sabotaged by someone else. But sometimes this card can represent like self-sabotaging behavior as well. Like a lack of clarity, a lack of maturity. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, I feel even more confident in saying this, but this is someone that you have known, not just in the recent past, but you've known them before. It's been, it's kind of like the crush that you kind of always had a crush on this person, but it never really went anywhere. There's only been like watching, and, maybe you do, maybe there's a common friends, or a common friend or friends that you guys hang out with. The bottom of the deck energy is the Queen of Swords. Okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, maybe you guys have common friends amidst yourself, and you connect with them through the friends, or through the different like kind of occasions that really come your way and their way, so kind of like a common ground to meet up and hang out with. And I really feel like this person is a very vibrant, that's the thing that I'm getting, like a very vibrant personality. Like they really know how to pull a crowd and make their presence known. As I said, somebody who's popular by your standards and their standards. So that's the kind of like vibe that I'm getting from this connection. But other than that, like I said, there's not a lot of movement towards you from this person. And one of the reasons could be the self-sabotaging, sort of like, it makes me feel like an element of like a egotistical self-preservation with this person, as in, they are afraid of getting rejected, not knowing where you stand, not knowing if you have the same interest. It almost feels like this person really never takes the time and energy and attention to that particular detail, like really observing you, or how you behave around you. I feel like maybe even if they do pick up that vibe, it's just very hard for them to trust it. Okay. In fact, I feel like they feel that you would not be interested. Maybe they know of your past. Maybe they know that you have been through shit, and you've been through heartache, you've been through pain. And I certainly get that vibe from you, and it's based on the Queen of Swords. And I feel like this person is already aware of, the different sort of temperament that you have, the different life experiences you have, compared to them. And that's what makes them cautious. They might even see you as a little bit caustic, and somebody who's not afraid to speak their mind, somebody who is very, the Queen of Swords. she'll speak the truth. She or he will speak the truth and will not be afraid of the consequences. Kind of, the person, because they don't stand for any sort of a, like any sort of bullshit in their lives, and especially coming from other people. They demand, even if people are being shady or pretending or not really showing their true colors to this queen, she's capable of looking or seeing past all the facade. She's capable of just getting to the crux of the situation. And I almost feel like this person feels that if they interact with you, they would have to let down their guard, and they would have to, take off their mask and put aside their sort of, as I said, social media kind of persona. And even if they did try to pretend to be a certain way, and by the way, when I say pretend, I don't mean it in like a bad sort of a way. This person is just used to it. I feel like it's something that they have had to do in their life. And the King of Pentacles is also I'm also getting the vibe that for some of you, your person might have a business or a career that they have built out of like a social media presence. And when you do that, there's a certain like way that you have to be. There's a certain persona that you have to portray to the world to, be in business. So they're just used to it. It's like second nature to them, which is not necessarily a good or a bad thing. It's just doing something and doing it because it works, and that's your livelihood. But at times this person might feel hard even within themselves to differentiate between what their genuine kind of feelings in the moment or in the current present moment, what their feelings are, and how their online persona would sort of react as if all eyes were on them. That can be a little difficult, especially for people that are in the popular in the media or social media or what have you. That becomes a little challenging. And at times it's like every interaction, anybody new, especially interacting with them, can become like a copy-paste kind of experience. And it's great that, in doing so, they remain consistent with anyone and everyone they interact with. But when it comes to like building personal relationships, there's always that hesitancy when it comes to, like individuals who spend a lot of time on social media. And I'm not generalizing this. I do want to apologize if it sounded like that, but that can be, I'm saying it can be a problem. It can be a challenge to be your authentic self when you are in a position where you have to watch yourself a lot in terms of the persona that you put out. And I'm getting that in a very strong way for this individual. Maybe it's not social media. Maybe it is just, the kind of lifestyle that they live, where they are in their career, their work, or whatever it is, like in whichever context this might be applicable. So there is not a lot of movement. The Hanged Man is certainly like a strong indication of that. And it's been a while that this person has remained in sort of like this actionless limbo that the Hanged Man represents. Another thing, Hanged Man is also about changing perspectives. So you stand out to this person as somebody who's totally different. Whatever little interaction that you had with this person, it has been quite eye-opening, quite refreshing, something that has really changed their perspective and made them see things that they were not seeing before in their life in general with the people that they interact. I do want to get some more on the Hanged Man. So could you please elaborate the Hanged Man energy? What's the Hanged Man doing here? why is this person stuck? Like, why are they not getting in touch with you or saying what they need to say? I feel like this person spends a lot of time in their heads and in sort of like imaginary world, imagining scenarios with you specifically, and just the personality that they have built up in their head. You might be very different, but it's their vision of you as the Queen of Swords, as I said. This is the Fool, okay. Yeah, the fear of taking a risk. The Fool is all about, you know, leaping, taking a jump, taking a leap into an unknown something, a situation, a future. And it takes a little bit of like that madness, which is quite opposite to the cautiousness that I feel for coming from your person. Like, they're the kind of person who need to know if they are to, or if they decide on something, if and when they decide on something and they take a leap into something, they want to know what the outcome is going to be. They're the kind of person that needs this assurance, you know, this reassurance and assurances. They like to have things mapped out. They're not like big risk takers. I'm getting like, you know, earth energy from this person, a kind of like practical sort of vibe. People who base their decisions on facts and on empirical evidence and remain grounded, which, like I said, is not a bad thing at all and works for them and in their life. But what comes with that kind of cautiousness is behaviors that can be self-sabotaging, such as not wanting to take a risk. Okay, so it's like part of their, and combined with hangman energy, I feel like the urge is pretty strong, as in they really want to come towards you and take this risk of reaching out to you, saying what they feel like saying to you. But there's a side, there's this, you know, the cautious side. It's almost like when and in the moments, and I feel like this goes back and forth with this person, I feel like when they do decide to take that proverbial leap into this action of connecting with you, I feel like there's a logical side that steps in, and it's kind of like this dog that we see. I don't know if you're familiar with the tarot yourself, but usually there's a dog at the feet of the Fool that's about to leap off either a mountain cliff or like a terrace ledge, as we see in this rendition. But the dog is kind of like that conscious and or subconscious, I can't remember what it is, but it's basically a side of ourselves that talks us out of doing something. And I feel like that is what the back and forth, that's a kind of back and forth that goes on in their mind. And for some reason, you would have to tell me why that is so, and you have to look back and think about it. But they don't see you as very approachable. I don't know why that is, but I really, really get that vibe. Like even in like a situation where there's like a gathering of some sorts or a party, and you know, if this is true for you, that there are common friends that you connect with, both of you as in, they just find you a little bit unapproachable, and I feel like it makes them wonder, like, what is your story, what is going on with you? Like, you really get the curiosity up for this person. Yeah, and your person is definitely single. They are not, it doesn't come across as, like, even though the Three of Cups is about dating and whatnot, that's not the vibe that I'm getting for you guys. I feel like this is a person that is very much focused on themselves as well. If that makes sense. They are, like I said, they like to take things slow. They go for like long-term relationships. They are not they're not a player, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not getting, a player vibe from your person at all. And for those of you that this portion of the reading specifically might be true, I feel like it might be true for most of you, if not all of you, that you have known them in the past somewhere. Like when you were, think back to when you were a teenager. And if this is true for you as you watch this reading, I feel like there is a big difference between how you were as a teenager and how you guys interacted then, which is, logical and expected, and what you have grown up to be. And I mean quite a distinct difference, and a substantial difference. I'm not talking about like, oh, maybe, she used to like this, but now she likes that. No, but it's like a sort of personality that has evolved to a great extent, and the evolution has kind of completely transformed you in your life, whatever you've been through. And I feel like that is one of the reasons, if not the only reason, that contributes to this hesitation that they feel in connecting with you. Okay? Let's see, what am I getting? What else am I getting? I want to get some more on the Seven of Swords. What's this self-sabotage that pops up in this reading? Why is the Seven of Swords energy here? Why is the Seven of Swords energy here? What is the Seven of Swords energy doing here? We have the King of Wands. The King of Pentacles and the King of Wands. I feel like this person, has not had a lot of luck. And that might be surprising, coming from the fact that, they have in the past, or in their life right now, not in the past, in their life right now, they are quite popular, and they interact with a lot of people, they meet a lot of people. But when it comes to dating, this person has not had a lot of luck in their life. It's like, the interactions that they have with the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever they might be into, with potential romantic interest is how I want to put it. Whatever interactions that they have had, it's like it's a hot flash in the pan or something like that. Something that burns really quickly. Here for a minute and then gone the next minute, something like that. So that's the kind of experience that they have had. They have met, the people that they meet, they're quite shallow. Or they do not bring to the table what your person is looking for in a potential romantic interest. And it doesn't seem to go anywhere. The kind of super short flings, if you will, but not even a fling, because that implies that, there has been sexual interaction of some sort with the other person. But I'm not even talking about that, but it's just like when you talk to someone and you just know really quickly, and I feel like your person has that ability to sort of has that filter in a way. And they have not had a lot of luck in the past, really being able to connect to someone, even for a conversation, a meaningful conversation. I feel like there are very few people in their lives, or there might be no one that they're really able to connect to, is what I'm getting, like a sort of loner kind of vibe that I'm getting from your person. They see things differently, and they're just different. They know in their minds and in their hearts that they are very different from the rest of the people. And so they find really hard making meaningful connections in their life, even though they might be popular and surrounded by a lot of people. And so, like I said, those experiences that they have had, the short-lived moments with other people, that might be something that, you can chalk it up to, like, unfavorable kind of experience or circumstance that is feeding into their perception of you. Okay. Let's see. Let me get some oracle messages for you guys. And with these oracle messages, my intention is to get some more insight into what your person is feeling and thinking, and what exactly is stopping them from reaching out. Whoops. Here we go. Ceremony, invocation. Interesting. What are you trying to tell me? One of the things, this is very bizarre, but I'm just gonna trust the message. And when I do that, when I get such bizarre messages that don't make logical sense to me, I just say them out loud anyways. And this is not making any sense to me, but for some of you guys, they might know that you are, sort of that person that is interested in spirituality, and witchcraft, or whether it is, like tarot readings, and people who really don't understand this, they feel like it's a way to control, to manipulate the universe or the energies around us, and to sort of make life work, but in a forceful sort of a way. They don't understand it as deeply as it is meant to be understood. And so some of you might be involved in a world like that. And I feel like that is the thing that might give them a pause, not in a way that they see you in some sort of a bad light, but it's like that they are aware that, you are into, witchcraft or witchcraft, or, a magical sort of way of living, if you know what I mean, which is very similar to witchcraft or spiritualism or tarot or Reiki or whatnot. I feel like some of you are on that path. And I feel like your person knows this, and they feel hesitant because they don't see a way to connect to that part of you. That's what I'm getting. It's not like they take it in a negative way, so to speak, or that they misunderstand you, or they, think you're into dark magic or something like that. But no, it's just a hesitance because they themselves don't know a lot about it, and so they wouldn't know where to begin. And we have Whale with Breach. Excuse me. What else? What else is your person going through at this time? We have movement. I saw movement with the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Wands, sorry, card 2 that we started with. Now, Breach is like, if I'm not correct, hold on for 1 second. I'm just going to refer the guidebook really quickly. Okay, so I am back, and I was on the right track when I was, kind of integrating this Breach card from the Earth Magic Oracle cards, in case you're interested. But basically this is, breaking your own pattern, going out of your comfort zone, letting go, at least in parts, of who you are, and having that willingness to change or to experience something new, because that will bring you closer to whatever it is that you do want to head to. And I feel like with this card, the Eight of Wands card that we saw in the tarot and the movement, I feel like despite, everything that is going on, it's fair enough to say that you could expect like forward movement in this connection. You could take, because there's this desire, like with the Breach card, you have a veil here that really breaks the surface of the water too. And this, the booklet says, and might or might not be true, but of course there's no reason to doubt that. The booklet says that the whale does this to travel great distances, to leave the sort of dwelling area in the ocean wherever it lives and, where it's comfortable. When it wants to move ahead, it sort of leaves that behind and makes these leaps onto the into the atmosphere or like the air outside of the water, and it's way to test where it's heading. So sort of like gathering information and trying to get from point A to point B, but while doing so, it's also leaving parts of parts of its life that it was comfortable with behind. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm making sense here. I know I've been like rambling a lot, but basically this is movement ahead, going into the future. And with the movement card, with the Eight of Wands and that desire that is shown with this Breach card, the desire to break free, make some changes and welcome new things in its life, mimicking the whale, I feel like you can feel fairly confident that this relationship, there will be forward movement and there will be more opportunities to connect coming from your person. You'll see them, being more welcoming, more open to having you around them as a part of their lives. There we go, new beginnings. So if things have been stagnant for a while, and that's what I feel like they have been with the Hanged Man card that was right underneath here, expect things to change and change very soon. Expect new changes, new beginnings, new opportunities, like I said, coming up with your person. Okay, so what do I want to do now? I want to get messages for you, actually. I want to get some advice on what you should do and how the vibe that you should hang on to and hold on to, because you're navigating this situation, the crush, the relationship, the connection with your person, right? Like you're here watching this reading because not only you want to get some insight, but also, I hope so, guidance into, what is it that you should be focusing on, what vibe you should be holding on to, what are the things that you need to keep in mind. And if this portion of the reading is not something like you're happy with this part, you can very well click off and I will see you in the next reading. But if not, let's get a few more cards for you and look into what is it that the universe wants you to focus on as you sail through this connection or go through this connection. So what is the message for my querent, the people who chose pile 1 or group 1? Actually, personally, do not like the word pile. For some reason, it just, I don't know, it annoys me a little bit, it irks me. And I cannot say why. Like, it's just a word, right? It's just a word, indeed. I don't know. So, which is why I am saying group as much as I can. Anyways, what's the advice for you? Oh, whoops. Power. Okay. You have Ginger with power. This is the witches something oracle. I forgot the name. I'll put the name in the description box below. All the names of all the tarot and oracle decks that I use in these readings, they will be listed in the description box in case you're interested. Power is standing in your own power. That's the first thing that comes to mind. The other thing that comes to mind with Ginger is, healing yourself. So for some of you, this relationship might be triggering, if not like completely like ruining your life level triggering, but what I'm trying to say is Spirit is showing me here that some parts of you might get challenged as you're present, as I said, and going through this connection with your person. And what Spirit is trying to say is it would benefit you if you, despite being triggered, stood in your own power and tried to heal, because there's a healing element to this ginger card, and just the ginger root we know is a herb or a spice, or I don't know what category it would fall into, a spice probably. That is used in healing. So healing yourself, which also means paying attention to the triggers and working through them in the moment, reminding yourself of all the wonderful healing work that you have already done. And understanding your triggers means understanding the root of that trigger and knowing that it doesn't come from this situation, this person. It's somewhere in the past where you have been traumatized in that specific way or that specific area. So there's a lot to unpack when it comes to healing trauma. And there's a lot to unpack in the sense I wouldn't be able to include that in this reading because of time constraints, of course, and that is not the focus of today's read. But looking at this card, I can say with certain amount of certainty, with a fair amount of certainty, that this relationship and some of the factors in it must be something that have been triggering you in the past. But Spirit is encouraging you to stand in your own power, to own it, and to continue the healing work. And that depends on how far ahead, how deep into the healing journey you are. But wherever you are, it doesn't matter. Keep carrying on with that. Oh, whoops, this wanted to come out. We have mustard with faith. So having faith. Oh, the word faith itself, when I think of faith, to me it's very synonymous with inner peace. And in a sense, if you choose to have faith, and first faith in life, and then maybe faith in the relationship if it gets there, and if you want to hold on to, or you want to see this relationship grow, having the faith to me means having the faith in your own power to manifest this, having the faith that you will be guided, that they will be guided, having the faith that as things are at this very moment, they are perfect and everything is working for you in order for your manifestation to come through. So what that does is, first of all, it puts us in a place of peace, utter peace, calms us down, and really makes us see things differently. The challenges look and feel different, our approach changes, the things we learn, the things we see, that changes, and which is beautiful, which is what is needed in life, I feel as we go living our day-to-day life, and also when we are in an active process to create something in our life. Without faith, it won't work. So faith brings in that element of peace, really robust sense of peace, and you just become okay with the way things are right now. Wow, so looking at these cards now, I feel at least for some of you, if not most of you, this relationship or certain factors that are a part of this relationship, this crush situation, are triggering. And the universe is saying, hang on, hold on, have faith and keep working on yourself. Be in your power. What else? What else is the message for my group 3 pile? Sorry, group 3? Group 1, pile 1 cleared. Sorry about that. What is the message for my pile 1 people? We have Sage with purification. Now to me, this is, purification to me is, ending something or getting rid of the things in your life that are not working at this time, and making the changes that are necessary, that, these things, these kind of intuitive ideas, they just kind of come to us when we think about where we are and where we want to head to. There will be things in your life that will make themselves known, and this could also be internal states, states of mind and emotional states that need to be dealt with in a way that, you take them out of your vibration, and purify that to get yourself even more aligned to the outcome you desire in this situation. So there's still some purification that is needed, thinking about what those things can be, and taking actions towards aligning yourself even more. Okay. What else? One last card for you. Message for you. Let's see. We have sensitivity, witch hazel. So, this is beautiful. This is, this all comes into the big umbrella of compassion for me. The sensitivity towards not only yourself and how you are feeling. I feel like you could be a sensitive person to begin with. I'm fairly certain that you are. Very sensitive to your own energies of the others around you, their feelings and emotions is what I mean. Like the underlying feelings and emotions that 99% of the population finds very hard to articulate for good reasons. But there are a few sensitives, and I identify as one. I find it much easier to understand that, and I have this ability, fortunately or unfortunately, and I say that because it comes from trauma for me. But I have this ability to understand much more about other people and what they're going through, and be sensitive and empathetic to that, versus, not versus, compared to most of the people, maybe. But, and I also, sensitivity, I know we all have that capability, but with sensitives, it's like amped up quite a lot. It's amped up even higher in the cases of a sensitive person, or highly sensitive people, HSPs as they call them. But anyway, even if you do identify as that label or not, it doesn't matter. But I feel like you must have a heightened sensitivity when it comes to other people, other energies around you anyways, and Spirit is asking you to use your sensitivity to understand this person that you have a crush on. So what that includes is not taking, things like not taking what they said in the wrong way, not misunderstanding their actions. How can you avail yourself to this possibility that this connection grows even more? Because I get the feeling in your reading that it hasn't grown very much. Like there must be some interaction, even on a regular basis maybe, but not to the level that you would like or even they would like. So they're seeking, I feel like, to do that. And there is a big possibility that there will be newer opportunities for that to happen. But what can you do to become more sensitive and facilitate from your side, that is, facilitate this to grow? What do you need to see? What do you need to understand? How can you offer them compassion? How can you offer them the empathy? These are very important questions because you play a major role, and you are in this connection too, right? You are present too, which is why I wanted to get some advice for you guys as well. What else? Do I want to draw more cards? Let's draw cards from the Tea Leaf Oracle. I don't know if you've seen this deck before or not, but it's a very thick set of circular cards, and it's impossible, at least for me, to shuffle them. So for random pulls, I put them in like a bag like this, and then just put my hand in and draw a random card. So let's see what comes up. Okay, we have someone will gossip about all your secrets. So like I said, for some of you, you might have like a common circle of friends, and there might be careful about this, there might be people who either like purposely or not, but you know, even if they don't mean any harm, there might be some gossip or information about you that might reach your crush. And if this comes up in a reading, it feels like it's almost like damaging in a small way. So I don't know why Spirit is wanting us to know that, but it could be true. There could also be someone who's jealous of you, or that someone has noticed that your crush likes you, and then they want to sabotage that relationship, a budding relationship. Sun, happiness and well-being, but overall, it looks like a really good progress to this connection. I feel like despite these glitches, if you will, these small issues, problems, I still feel like it is going to come through. Oh, and another message that comes through with this reading, I feel like, despite what the consequences of this individual here, as I said, there might be some other people that might, gossip, as the card says, and try to sabotage your connection with your individual. Try and stay positive and unaffected by it, knowing that whatever needs to be cleared, like later on, that will be cleared. And the person who, wants to grow this relationship, which I feel like your person wants to do that, and you do too, I guess, they would not be affected by the gossip. I feel like not to a damaging sort of a level. We have grapes, trying to go out and have fun. So lots of times or opportunities to connect with your person. If you were staying as a recluse, because I feel like this is true for some of you, you might be restricting yourself and for whatever reason, and not having fun, and really sort of, because the vibe that I got for you, and I mean the people in my group one, you who's watching this, one of the things that I felt about you is that you've been through a lot, as I said, that you come across as somebody who's really, gone through substantial challenges. And if that has mellowed you a little bit, this is like, Spirit is asking you to leave that aside for now. Go out and have fun. Balance the serious inner work that you're called to do here, but make time for fun too. Make sure that you do make time for fun. What would you like to do? What do you like to spend time on? Then we have the eye, and it says psychic ability, trust your intuition. Like I said, some of you might be in this zone or this world of tarot readings or witchcraft, or just the magical kind of way of life, understanding that it is up to us to align ourselves energetically to the outcomes that we try to create. So there comes in that, and with sensitives, HSP, another thing is that their intuition is much more fine-tuned. to their environment and, within their lives, compared to other people, that is. So in your case, in this connection, Spirit is asking you to trust that intuitive guidance that you might receive from time to time, in terms of, the path that you need to take, the things that you need to do. Trust your intuition guidance. You will be right on the mark. Okay, so I'm going to leave your reading here. I do hope that this reading resonated, and if it did, I hope that you will consider hitting the subscribe button to my channel, staying back for more future readings to come. I hope that you feel empowered, more importantly, at the end of the reading. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye. Hi, part 2. So this is for those of you that resonated with this amethyst cluster, crystal, however you want to call it, and the Curious Creatures Tarot. So, as I was saying in the intersection, or maybe I didn't say it this time, I apologize, but when I look into your crush's feelings, or when I do readings that look into a potential relationship, like a crush type situation, there's two kind of pathways that reading might unfold in. One is it kind of gives me an insight into, how your crush is feeling, what they are thinking. But the other sort of pathway that it can go into is it can talk about a little bit about your crush's background information, which is, like, what are they going through at this time? And I feel both those paths that the reading might unfold in or into, they are essential because they answer like important questions that might be needed at the time for you, at the time that you're watching this reading. And as I'm like drawing the cards and, when we begin the reading, I have no way of knowing what's going to happen and which way it's going to go, but we'll see. So we're starting with the Tower energy and the King of Wands. Okay. So we'll see what this reading will look like, or how this reading unfolds. We both don't know, you and I, we don't know yet, but we'll see what happens. This wants to come out. We have the Seven of Pentacles. How does your crush feel when they think about you? What are they thinking when they think of you? We have the Fool. Okay, interesting. How does your crush feel about you? We have the Eight of Swords. Okay. How does your crush feel about you? Pile 2 or group 2. As I was saying in my pile 1 reading, I do not, for some reason, like the word pile. I know it's just a word, but I don't know. I don't like the sound of it. I don't like it at all. The Four of Wands. We have both the Knight and the King of Wands. Wow. Okay. Oops. We have the Devil energy. Okay. Bottom of the deck energy is the Page of Swords. Okay, and I'm also seeing the Hanged Man. Okay, right off the bat, I do want to say that this seems to be the kind of connection in which your crush may not be aware, and most probably they're not aware of how you feel towards them. Okay. I see them like really distracted and sort of in a reckless kind of a way, spending their time and energy being reckless and not necessarily in a way that might be beneficial to them. I'm getting the quintessential kind of bad boy sort of a vibe from these set of cards, to be honest with you. And I feel like the reason for that has been that in the recent past, or in their lives in general, your crush has really gone through some sort of turmoil, okay? The tower energy can be really very awakening in a way, but one of the reasons why it can easily go into this realm of trauma is because the tower energy is crumbling of life as it was, like prior to the tower moment, and really losing a lot of things that we thought would sustain us for a very long time to come. So I feel like your crush tries to keep a brave face, like show a brave face to the world, but they have gone through quite a bit of turmoil, excuse me, quite a bit of turmoil in their lives, and really sustained some like really big losses, or what subjectively to them felt like big losses. And I feel like, you know, there are two sides to this person, right? One of the sides is that they're like the fears that they have in their mind. The Eight of Swords energy are those, you know, those mental fears, the mental prison that we put ourselves, you know, be it through our negative thinking or the things that we say to our own selves. So there's this one side to them that is really like fearful in a way. I hate to use that word, but there's this other side to them that, you know, or kind of presents itself to the world as this person who is very foolhardy, devil may care kind of attitude. And don't say that because of the devil card, but sort of almost, what do you call it? Like they appear to be carefree, and yet I feel like in their minds and in their hearts, they're not. Okay, there is a side to them that's, you know, that's passionate. You know, someone who's a go-getter and wants to go after their dreams, enthusiastic. So there is that side to them, but it's almost like, you know, it's a secret that they keep, that they would like to direct this passionate energy that they have towards the creation of the kind of life that they one day hope to live in. Right now, I feel like your crush is not in that place. They're still in that place where they are, they have a broad vision, I feel like, and they have a broad kind of sort of idea of what they want to do with their life. But I don't see them investing a lot of this passionate energy, this passion that they feel about these dreams that they might have towards like constructive behaviors or choices. I feel like your crush, like I said, I'm really getting the bad boy energy from these set of cards. Like somewhere, because of what happened in their past and because of the fears that might, you know, be really stopping them from committing themselves to the creation of the kind of life that they want to live, whatever those fears are, whatever those blockages are in their minds. It's like somewhere along the path, the plan went really wrong. And like I said, they might be someone who's like really attractive. They come across as, you know, charismatic, you know, life of the party kind of a person. but it's not something, and that might be attractive about them to even to you, but underneath it all, I feel like there is a need with this person to stop and reflect, upon, where it is that they are investing all of this time and energy, and if that is going to give them happiness. And I feel like this awareness is within them, but not like fully developed. Like they're still taking the time to think about it and figuring it out, but they haven't figured it out yet. Okay? And it's almost like you might find, if you took a closer look at their lives, I feel like you will find that this person, even though they are eternally like really busy all the time, it's like there's not a lot of value that they create. I feel like I said, I'm really sorry to say this, but like I said, a bad boy vibe from this person. And what's a bad boy really? A person, a normal human being that has lost their path in life in some ways. And I feel like the underlying the fuel for them being the way they are is the trauma that they have sustained. And like I said, every time I unfold the reading, I have no idea what direction it would take and what would come up, but that is what is strongly coming through from these cards. And that's the thing that I felt like, and this is something that Spirit wants you to know. That's the distinct vibe that I felt. I want to clarify the Seven of Pentacles energy, because like I said, I feel from time to time that your person does think things through and takes the time to really pause and reflect and think about their long-term goals, what would bring them long-term happiness. But it's like right now they're just their energies are very scattered. I feel like. What's the Seven of Pentacles energy? The Four of Swords. There's also another adjacent card that wanted to come through. The Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So taking a lot of time to think about, the practical aspects of life. Mentally trying to figure it out, and I almost want to say that this person doesn't have the maturity, the emotional maturity yet, but they're getting there. Life is forcing them in a way to think about these things, to consider these questions, and to investigate within themselves what the answers might be for them. So becoming more grounded, more matured, more practical. That's the kind of vibe that I got from the Seven of Pentacles. And I feel like with the Four of Swords energy, they're still in that phase of reflecting a lot. And even with this Queen of Pentacles, she holds up the pentacle next to her ears, as if she's trying to discern what it is and trying to understand it more and feel it out for herself. So your person, like I said, in whatever area of their life, I feel like it could be several areas of their life that might need that, that might warrant this kind of a thought process to happen for them to then sort of know which way to go. It's happening, it's unfolding, but it's not really there yet. And so I feel like with the bottom of the deck energies, and how I look at the bottom of the deck cards is that they sort of summarize the reading for me. So I feel like with you or towards you, first of all, for most of you, if not all of you, I feel like this is a situation where either you have consciously not made it known to them how you feel about them, or they might not be fully aware of it just by, virtue of the kind of person that they are, the lifestyle that they lead, their vibration being different from you. And so there might not be a lot of movement that you see in this situation. Yes, you have a crush on them, but then what next? Nothing really happens or unfolds. And I feel like this might be someone whom you all perceive as a little immature too. There might be this awareness within you, or a wondering, whether this person really has the capacity to understand. And Spirit is in a way saying, yeah, you're right. They still have a long ways to go to grow up in a way. So yeah, that's the kind of vibe that I get. So again, like I said, not a lot of movement, not a lot of, things have been stagnant for a while. Here, but I will tell you this much, that they are headed for a change, for sure. From the Page of Swords to channeling the energy of the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is about suspension. It's about lack of movement, yes. But it's also a very sort of transformational time in which things are going to change. You're going to see things differently. You're going to become a different person eventually. So there's a growth happening within their life, which is going to, again, transform them and align them more to the life that they're wanting to create, but not yet, not as yet. And so if you are wondering if this person in future, are they always going to remain like that? No. Are they going to transform? Yes. But should you keep waiting around? Probably not, I don't know. I actually want to read. When I do these type of readings, of course, I'm going to go in depth, unpack this energy even more, go in depth into the vibration that they bring to the table, but also going to get advice for you because, you are in this situation as well. You're navigating this relationship with them, alongside them, whether they are aware of your presence or not. But you're experiencing these emotions. So what is it that you should be aware of? Okay, so we are going to look into that, but first let me, which oracle card do I want? This one. Okay, let me get some more, let me get some more on your crush. What is your crush feeling, thinking? What vibration are they in right now? And I feel like this desire within them to change and to reach this place of where they're questioning their life and the direction that they're headed in, the choices that they're making, all of this process, it's a willing engagement from their side at least. They're wanting to do that too. We have fear, okay? So like I said, the Eight of Swords is the energy of fear when they are stuck in their own mental prison. So there might be certain fears that your crush is working through, and I feel like this fear could be, for some of you, this could be fears around relationships, but I feel like for many of you, these fears are fears in general, about life, taking decisions in life and being fearful because in the past, like I said, they have had that tower kind of moment or been through the tower energy where it was a major upheaval of some sorts, and losing things that are, important to us, and sort of experiencing the impermanence, so to speak, of life. And so fear is one of the things that they are working through at this time. So what this does, understanding this, it kind of puts a different perspective on things and helps us understand, why they are the way they are. And this is what I meant. Like, this is the direction sometimes that the reading goes into, where it kind of assists you in understanding, what your crush is dealing with and kind of why they are the way they are. And sometimes that becomes the important thing to know as well, apart from like what are they feeling or like thinking towards you per se. So yeah, for some of you, these could mean like fears around relationships, as I said, but mostly it's not what the intuitive feeling that I'm getting. I feel like just multiple kinds of fear, and relationship could be like one of them. What else? What is group 2, pile 2 person? The novice or novice, how do you pronounce that? Please let me know in the comment section below. Innocence, beginner, ignorance, new skill, without practice, unstable, curiosity. So that's the feeling that I got from the Knight of Wands, and especially from the Page of Wands. If you do sense a certain amount of like immaturity or like almost ignorance in them when it comes to dealing with certain situations in life, or dealing with you, or this connection, or their emotions. This is again an acknowledgement from Spirit saying that this person is still in the process of learning. They are not there yet, they are not adept, they have not fully like matured, be it in the new circumstance that they find themselves in. Then there's fear feeding into the situation, which might be like a hindrance in itself. But this person is still, this could be someone who is younger than you are, or at least perceived to be, like maybe of the same age, but their minds are, it's the same as saying immature. Maybe immature, or maybe they're literally younger than you are, and therefore they don't have that emotional, mental maturity to offer. So again, like I said, getting these kind of cards in a reading, they help us understand. They help us connect more deeply. We have the Wasp energy. It says anger, retaliation, jealousy. This could be true for some of you. This makes me feel like, it's something that is speaking about the environment that they might be in, having to deal with anger, having to deal with the jealousy coming towards them from someone, sabotaging them, or in the past they have dealt with, the Wasp energy, or similar to the Wasp in this card, they're having to deal with a person like that. So could be true for some of you. Like I said, this is a general reading, so take what resonates. Then we have cow. It says nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving. Very similar to the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, look at that. It's also a cow. Is it the same? Is it a cow? Is it a big goat? Anyways, but very similar vibe. This is, the energy of manifestation, of nourishing yourself, of aligning yourself to the life that you want to create, asking, receiving. So again, they are in that zone. The oracle messages seem to have been almost a repeat of everything the tarot has said. Like coincidentally, the similar cards came out. Yeah, let's unpack it a little bit more. What else can I bring into the mix? Okay, we will take a look at another oracle deck. This is the Island Time Wellness Oracle cards. All the tarot and oracle decks that I use in readings will be listed in the description box. This is for those of you who are curious about any of the decks. Alright, let's see what it says. Oops. Here we go. We have the sword and a rose. Clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, power. So for some of you, feel like this is making me feel like your person is on the path to gain the clarity, and it will be revealed to them, they're, like I said, within this connection, it might be very independent from you and where you are at, but there is progress for them as an individual. They will get the clarity, the truth, the revelation that they need and feel more powerful within themselves. So, and also for some of you, there might be certain things that might be unclear to you, which are going to get, clear and revealed in the near future. Okay. Mask, not showing. Yeah, this is what I felt from this person. Not showing their true feelings, hiding their personality, pretend, delude, and gaslighting. So like I said, your person in the beginning of the reading, I don't know if you recall, but I said this, and I get the feeling that your person is someone who puts on this persona for the world to see, where they pretend to be much more, carefree than they actually feel within themselves, and this might be one of the reasons why you might find them attractive. I feel like the person you're crushing on is quite an attractive human being, whether a man or a woman, like in terms of physical beauty, but the persona that they put up or they try to show to the world, it's really not who they are. They're still learning and figuring out who they really are. Ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. Okay, so Spirit is saying there's still some time, even though, preparation for that union, for bringing in a partner that is at the same level as where they would like to be eventually. They are getting there. They're transcending the obstacles and they're in the learning phase of life, but they're still not there yet, unfortunately. Not right now. The chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. If there is, this might not be true for everyone, but certainly a message for some of you out there. If there is any part of you that is channeling this chaser energy, either energetically or like literally chasing them through like social media, phone calls, text messages, what have you, Spirit is asking you to examine that, okay? And this is not something that is going to work, not only in this relationship, but definitely not in this relationship, but it just, in general, it doesn't work. So examine why, examine if this is true for you. This is something that you have to be honest with, just, within your own heart, just to yourself. But if this is true, there might be codependency issues that are... Oh, another thing I'm getting is kind of like that bad boy player energy. Actually, you know what? That is more prominent of the message, to be very honest with you. Now that I rethink it, it didn't really feel that it's talking about these like codependency and whatnot. Like I was saying, like I was getting this bad boy energy coming from those set of cards and someone who's like reckless. So they might be in a position or a situation where they are chasing relationships, like not meaningful relationships, of course, but sort of the connections that we seek out just as a band-aid, like in the moment kind of thing. they might be displaying some of those tendencies still. So that's the more like prominent feeling that feels right for this card in the moment as I'm reading it. So yeah, be aware of that, you know, this player kind of tendency with your person, but understand, you know, like I said with the other things, where this person is coming from. They still have like learning to do. I want to get, like I said, I want to finish this reading with some oracle messages for you, so that, you know, you get something, or you know what to focus on, because like I said, you are in this connection too, and you are experiencing it, you know, as actively as they might be, or going through something together, not together, but like parallelly. But what is it that you need to focus on? What is it that you need to do in order to get you to where this, you know, connection is headed, or where you, if you are empowered like that, where you want to take it? Because even after knowing these things, there might still be some of you that are interested in making this connection happen, maybe, to see if this has a chance, even though, you know, understanding that your person might not be there, because that's the feeling that I got. But let's see, what else, what can you do to navigate this connection? Elderflower, we have warding. Okay, so warding is restricting and, you know, taking it away. So right now, right off the bat, I would say it's best to like move on from this connection. And it's not very often that I get such like clear messages, but Spirit is saying that right now is not the time to invest your energy in making this connection grow or hoping that it will go. It's like, in fact, restrict this person or restrict your interaction with this person if you can. It's almost like ward off the evil. It comes to mind, but of course there's no such thing as an evil, or in this case at least it's not like an evil human being, but this to me, this card to me kind of makes me feel like Spirit is saying that this is not the relationship to focus on. There will be something that is more aligned with who you are for you. Then we have purpose. Okay, understanding. Do everything purposefully, you know, understand your own motivation. Think about the goals that you have. What are you looking to create in your life, and even within this connection? Try and understand that, and then match your investments in terms of time and energy, and everything else into a connection. But do it consciously. Like, don't do it unconsciously. Don't do it just out of a reaction to whatever's happening right in front of you. Like I said, like this person, I get the feeling, is very attractive to the opposite sex or same sex, whatever the case may be. It's a very attractive individual. So is that something that is compromising your vision for yourself? Is that taking away from your capacity, from your maturity, the normal mature self that you are, to think with a purpose about this connection? So re-examine that and go from there. Wow, very interesting read. I've never had I don't think I've had a reading before in which I got a distinct kind of like player or a bad boy kind of a vibe. And of course, I hope you understand that I don't say bad in a way of qualifying that person, but that archetype of a bad boy is what I'm referring to. We have tears. For some of you, there might be, that are some ways into this connection. There might be some heartbreak. There might be some tears of regret, but maybe it will be tears of joy because now that you watched the reading, you are alerted and you are more aware, right, of what this person is all about. So maybe they will also be tears of joy, but mostly it makes me think of like cleansing tears, like letting go of something, maybe for some of you. Those who are like fairly deep into this with their emotions. Like I said, this is a general reading, I do offer personal readings, by the way, and the way to book a personal reading with me is in the description box. Then we have gossip. Wow, this card came up for group 1 as well, surprisingly, but again, I feel like there are people around your individual and maybe around you, maybe for those of you that do share kind of like some common grounds with your person, there might be people who spread the wrong things or the gossip about you, or just about this connection, something to do with your circle of people. Maybe they don't like the fact, or they don't disapprove of this individual outright and to your face, or maybe not, but behind your back, or like people spreading the word that, hey, this person is connecting or spending a lot of time with this other individual, the person you're crushing on, and these are the ways that they are wrong for them, or something like that. But there seems to be gossip that surrounds this connection. There's also could be gossip, around your person, as in like their reputation, and what people say about them. So not all of it might be true, is what I'm getting. So don't form an opinion based on what you hear. Because as I said, your person is not quintessentially like a bad human being here. So be careful of what you believe about them, especially based on what other people say. But that doesn't change the other facts of the reading, which were, be cautious as you be purposeful. Be conscious as you choose what to do in this connection, because even though they're not quintessentially bad, they're just like, on a path where they have not yet planned it out well and not gotten in touch with who they are to understand where they're headed. So that is all I have for you for this reading. I'm going to leave it here. And I do sincerely hope that the reading was helpful, insightful, and it gave you some semblance of peace, or maybe it gave you immense peace in knowing these things. And more importantly, yeah. I hope that you feel empowered at the end of the reading, as you navigate this connection and life. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye. Hi Bhai, so this is for those of you that resonated with the Golden Pyrite Crystal or the Druidcraft Tarot deck. This will be your reading. So welcome first of all to your reading. And in the past, when I've read for questions such as these, what is my crush feeling and thinking, there's two potential directions that the reading goes into. One is it can either give us a direct answer to the question, What are they feeling towards you? How are they, or what do they think when they think of you? What are their emotions and thoughts when it comes to you? Or at times it also unpacks, a little bit of the past that your crush is coming from, and the past that they are dealing with. And I believe that either of those two directions are, they do come up with information that is relevant to your situation, and it's also something that the universe at this time wants you to know in either of those readings. So you're starting with the Four of Cups. What is your crush feeling or thinking towards you? Just by that one card, and I kind of refrain from doing like one card reads because I don't think that they provide the substance that is like necessary to get a full, well-rounded picture. That's just my personal opinion, but I'm getting sort of like lack of interest from your crush's side, as in they might not be aware, or even if they are aware of your crush towards them, it's like at this time they're not wanting to do anything about it. And we have the King of Wands. Interesting energy. But as I said, the entire kind of picture might change, which it usually does, and I almost have to regret and take all I said, everything about just the one card interpretation. So let's see where this reading is headed. We have the Four of Swords. Okay. Thinking, a lot of thinking with your crush. It's the King of Wands energy that will be clarified, but at this time I feel like they're spending a lot of time thinking. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. What is your crush feeling towards you? I'm sorry I'm so slow with the card draws, but skip a few seconds if you want to. Then we have the Eight of Cups energy. Okay. What is your crush feeling? Okay, we have the Devil energy as well as the Tower energy. Okay, interesting. What is your crush feeling or thinking about you? I feel like for this group, especially for some of you, it's possible that you have been in a sexual, physical relationship, or at least having experienced that one. Then we have the, what do you call it? This is the Hermit energy, if I'm not wrong, the Druidcraft Tarot. The cards have, when it comes to like the numbering and naming of the cards, this deck is a little bit different. So I'm gonna, it's been a while since I've worked with this tarot deck, I'll be honest. I'm gonna recheck what this card is. We have the Two of Swords. Bottom of the deck energy is Six of Swords. Okay. I'm also seeing the Prince of Cups, which is what what do you call it? What's the one after the Knight of Cups? Okay. All right. Let me double check what this card is. Feel like it's the Hermit, but I'm not 100% sure. So I will be right back. Okay, so I did check in the Druidcraft Tarot deck guidebook, and this is the Temperance card, or its rendition of the Temperance card. Okay, let's see what's going on here with your connection. So I feel like your connection with your crush, for some of you at least, I feel like there has been some sort of sexual interaction, okay? Whether it was you spending the night with them, or some sort of like meaningful sexual connection, but instead of like progressing, that becoming like the moment or the event for both of you to progress into the future together, I feel like it became the sort of event that broke you apart, okay? And I feel like both of you have this realization that even if it was not like a brief sexual encounter, maybe that is not true for you, but some sort of a brief connection for both of you. And then, you know, it was good, it was beautiful, felt very, very beautiful in the moment, like I said. But then that led to a very quick or an equally quick drifting apart or like breaking away from each other kind of situation. And I feel like both of you have this notion, this perception that you guys are very different from each other. They think that you're very different in terms of, you know, the kind of individual that they have dealt with in the past. You're very different compared to them. Not the usual kind of, you know, person that they would go for, okay? Could be to do with your life circumstances and their life circumstances, or a little bit of it, like the past, is coming through in the sense that with this pile or with this group, I feel like your person is for now trying to leave behind this whole like issue of relationships, okay? Moving away from connecting with someone. It's like the emotional side to them at this time, for whatever like the circumstances in their life may be. Exploring their emotionality with someone or how they feel towards someone is not something that they want to engage in. But yet, is that even like right? But you and this connection with you that they have, it certainly has sort of compelled them to think about it. It's almost like they cannot help it, you know? You have been on their minds quite a lot, okay? And they are really like thinking things through, but in a sense, I almost feel like this person is leaving aside their emotions from the equation. They're thinking about this more logically based on, you know, the hard facts of, you know, your life, their life. And they are not yet sure. There's, you know, the Two of Swords energy here. Not really sure of what they want to do, okay? However, when I look at the bottom of the deck energy, and how I look at the bottom of the deck energy in a reading is that for me, it kind of summarizes the whole reading. it also adds flavor to the rest of the cards and a sort of a larger context within which to interpret these cards. And when I look at that energy, when I look at those energies, the bottom of the deck energy, I kind of get the feeling that your person deep down is wanting to, make progress and sort of at least give you some kind of an offer of reconnecting and wanting to be open with you and at least give this relationship a chance and see where it goes, kind of. So that's the more like prominent feeling, despite actively or in their conscious minds being confused. But you know how you are in your conscious mind, you're in one place, but deep down you wanna get someplace. You want to take some direction with the decision in a certain situation. So when it comes to your connection, I feel like your person is wanting things to progress, like deep down. With that said, of course, I'm going to unpack and get some more details on, the probable choice that they would make going from the Two of Swords position. But there's a lot going on here. Like even with the Temperance card and the Four of Swords, in a tarot spread, I look at the tarot card itself, and the cards adjacent to the card also add meaning to it for me as a reader. And Temperance is again like wanting to feel that balance within themselves before they do something about this connection. It's possible that through the thought processes that they engage in, whether consciously or unconsciously, what your person is trying to do is feel more balanced, so that like their decision or the offer that they are wanting to make to you would make sense to not only to them but to you, and feel like the right thing to do moving forward with you, that is. Because essentially it feels like this connection, this what feels like brief connection, and then a hot flash in the pan kind of thing, it has left them quite confused, and quite at a loss of how do I deal with this. With that said, though, I want to say that it's not like a reluctant, like I have to deal with it, that's why I am. It feels like it is very like there's a willingness, there's an enthusiasm within them, in that they want to figure it out. They want to explore these emotions, if you will, these complicated energies around this connection. It's not something that they are shying away from, but they're definitely keeping their emotions aside. Okay, I want to know what this Eight of Cups energy is and the Four of Cups. What is this? I also feel like your person again might be someone who is very attractive within their circle and certainly to you, and they might view you as far more mature, grounded, much more calmer, a woman of substance. Those are the words that come to mind. What's this Eight of Cups energy? We have the Prince of Swords. Okay. So the Prince of Swords in the tarot is the kind of energy that, I don't want to say like they rush into things, but in a way they do, in the sense that there's not a lot of like thought process, I feel like it's a knee-jerk reaction. You know, when I said like they are keeping their emotions aside when they evaluate this, when they think about things, it's almost like it's a knee-jerk reaction. It's not like a conscious shutdown. You know how when you sometimes realize that when you are thinking or evaluating something, you know how we consciously tell ourselves that I need to keep my emotions on the side and think more logically in order to get to the right place or arrive at the right answer. But I feel like when it comes to your person, it's not a very logical, well thought decision. It's more like a knee-jerk reaction. It's something that they are used to, that they have done in the past, and which might not have worked very well. And I feel like there's a slight bit of realization within them. For some of you, this might not be true. They might still be stuck in that unconscious knee-jerk reaction place. Oh, whoops. Oh my God, so many cards fell off. I apologize. Sometimes I am clumsy. I can get clumsy with my shuffling of the tarot deck. But, yeah. I want to get more on the Four of Swords, actually. They're really trying to be balanced about it, is what the distinct feeling comes through, but I want to know more. We have the Prince of Pentacles or the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, this is, like I said, wanting to feel more balanced, wanting to be very sure. The Prince of Pentacles, I would say, is kind of almost opposite to the Prince of Swords energy. While the Prince of Swords is a very fast-moving, you know, reckless kind of an energy, the Prince of Pentacles or the Knight of Pentacles, that's a very slow, deliberate, cautious energy there. And this Prince or this Knight of Pentacles, he wants to be sure of the steps that he's taking. So like I said, the thought process that they are engaging in with this Four of Swords energy, this is to feel more balanced, better tempered in their emotional reaction to everything that is going on, and they are trying to channel a different kind of like knight, different from what they are used to with the Knight of Swords energy. And I feel like it's because this experience with you has made them realize that this is how they would have to approach, this is how they would have to navigate the connection, as in like they cannot bring their usual vibe to the table and have you listen. And like I said, they're considering this, you know, giving this connection a chance. And you're very different compared to who they are. So they want to be sure, they want to be very clear before they come up with the offer like that. Let's get some oracle cards into the mix and see what your person is dealing with, what's going through their mind, what do they think about when they think of you. Okay, synergy, Green Man. So synergy to me is kind of like this mingling, the coexisting and thriving and surviving of multiple different like life forms, possibly as you see from this image here, and like becoming a functioning body. So like I said, your person is really figuring out if, you know, you two can really do this for the long term and like really give this relationship a shot. Wow. Let me know in the comments section below if you can, if you know this is true, and if you perceive the differences between like your personality and their personality, and if you have these questions in your mind too, can you guys really make this work? How will for some of you, I feel like this is also a question of how your worlds would come together and mingle, like coexist. We have the lotus flower, which is unfoldment. So this is questions that they have on their mind, unfolding and still going through a process of sorts of like unfolding and realizing certain things that they need to realize, allowing the answers to come to them, clarity, and evolving too from where they are right now at their level of understanding to a new level of understanding. That comes to mind too. Unfoldment. I feel like this connection, there is a lot yet to happen. It doesn't feel like it's a one and done thing, even though it might look like that on the surface, but it doesn't feel like a connection that is one and done and bye-bye. So we have love, we have compassion. Yeah, so despite your, differences between the two of you, I feel like your person recognizes the love and compassion that you offer, and what they see in you, the nurturing, because the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like, is their vision of, like how they see you. And they can appreciate that, even though they might not be capable of demonstrating, emotions like these. I feel like they understand where you're coming from. There's compassion, there's empathy. So this is I like seeing this card in the reading, like I said, with the future somewhat being laid out here, with their intentions at least, that they are intending to at least give this relationship a chance. And I feel like if they, or you, or mutual, if there wasn't this love and compassion, perhaps it would be difficult to understand, like, the world that they come from and you come from being so different. That would have been a challenge had this been missing. So it's good to see this card here, like the energy of love, waning its presence through the reading, which kind of gives me hope that perhaps this could work. It's also possible that there is a big age difference between the two of you. Okay, that's the other thing that for some of you it might resonate, for some of you it might not. Like I say in general readings, take what resonates and leave the rest. And I do offer personal readings as well. And the way to connect with me for a personal reading that will make sense and resonate completely to your situation, the way to do that is in the description box below. Okay, let's see what else is happening here. Fog, veiled. So there's still certain things, of course, that are veiled, that are kept from you at this time. And this to me is almost like the universe is saying, like, it needs to be that way. Not that, I'm not getting the sense that they are keeping information from you. I feel like it's mutual. I feel like there are certain important things in this connection that will affect the decision-making process. Those things are veiled from them, and few of the things are veiled from you. Okay, so there's still, like I said, there's still a lot that you both have to discover about yourself, and I feel like an opportunity to do so there's a high kind of chance that it would happen in this connection. That's the feeling that I'm getting, and definitely like not a done thing. Okay, let's get some more cards and see what cards do I want to get. Okay, we use the same oracle decks today for all three groups, but really different reads for all three groups. It amazes me every time I make these videos. Anyways, what else are they thinking, feeling, going through? We have expansion with him. So yeah, like I said, definitely there's more to come with this connection. Expansion also makes me think of growth, this very similar energy to the card as this one. Hemp, I'm looking at the sort of the element or the substance that is representing hemp, expansion, and which is, you know, denoted with the hemp. What is it, a herb or is it a plant? Plant, I guess. And it's also very healing. Okay, so usually the kind of unfoldment and growth, they do not happen excuse me, they do not happen without a element of healing. The process of healing is almost intertwined as I see it, both those processes, but certainly an unfoldment and expansion for both of you. There might be, you know, like growth even within this connection, as in Spirit is saying that this connection might be something that will be pivotal for you, or important at least, in your own personal growth. What else? We have bay leaves with abundance. Interesting. So I feel like your person is in the process. Definitely a message for some of you here. Because when I was looking at this temperance card, which is almost like a alchemist or a magician at work, I did get this prominent feeling then too, but I didn't comment on it. And while, you know, them working on tempering their feelings and feeling more balanced before they're able to progress within the connection, while that is true, I also feel like your person is actively someone who understands, follows the principles of manifestation and of abundance, and bringing in abundance, that is attracting abundance in their life. And I feel like Spirit is saying that at this time they are sort of, you know, attempting to stay in that vibe of abundance, and it could be one of the reasons why your paths have crossed, where you are supposed to bring in either like abundance in their life, or like an indirect sort of support to the process, if that makes sense. So it's because I feel like you, or maybe both of you, you or them, or maybe both of you, are connecting to that vibe of abundance, wanting a relationship, because we saw like the shift here, the transformation already, where I felt like your person was in the Knight of Swords vibe, and now they are, when it comes to you, channeling the Knight of Pentacles vibe. So this is what I mean, like both of you opening up these avenues to change and to expand and to heal into each other's life, that will ultimately align yourselves to the abundance that you're, the kind of abundance that you're planning to bring in. What else? We have salt, protection, interesting energy. What are you trying to tell me? Let's draw one more card. I feel like salt protection. This is very similar to, you know, what I said in the Knight of Pentacles vibe that a person is trying to channel in this connection. And I feel like this has got to do with making sure that the connection is in a way protected. And what I mean by that is not wanting to ruin things even further. And in fact, through each of the steps that, you know, they plan to take with you, they want to keep the connection going. It's almost like there are some parts to the connection that they perceive as really beautiful, and they don't want to let it go. That's the thing. They don't want to make a mistake. This one jumped out, but the rest fell, so I'm just gonna lift them up and put them aside. Oops. We have chamomile, whatever. This flower with relax, the message of relax. Okay. So yeah, manifestation, the first step to manifestation is to get to that calm place, the relaxed vibe. And then everything births from there. And like I said, it might be, it looks like your person at least is aware or practices the art of manifestation, or the principles of manifestation, which is a beautiful thing, because we are manifesting all the time anyways, and it's much more powerful to do the conscious way. And relax also makes me think of the Four of Swords energy a little bit. It feels like they're trying to make this decision from a very sort of like non-hurried, like not feeling pressured, and just a relaxed, like calm vibe to it. Okay, I want to draw in more cards and specifically get messages for you. Let's see which oracle deck. This one. Get messages for you as to what you should be focusing on, what you should be sort of keeping in mind as you navigate the situation. So I'm kind of moving away from your person's vibe at this time for this portion, and just getting messages for you. What is it that you need to remember in this connection as you go through this connection? Let's see. Partnership. Again, this is all about, Spirit is saying, you try to figure it out, or, you know, think about how you can come together with this person and make this relationship work. It seems like you have some figuring out to do as well, because in the beginning of the reading, like I said, it might be something that you do perceive as well, the differences. You might be aware of them, might be something that you think about too. So how can you, or even asking the question, like, can you really partner with this person, come together to create a life or the kind of future that you want? Then we have the Raven Spirit, magic, coincidence, synchronistic events. So if you have been getting, you know, guidance in terms of, you know, like if you've been asking the question, like, what should I do, or where is this person? If it's the kind of connection in which you guys have fallen apart, which I'm getting for some of you for some time. If you have been asking for any signs, Spirit is saying that at this time, believe in that guidance. and watch out for like synchronistic events, drawing your attention to certain parts, and whether these parts are, you know, the ones that you want to look at or not look at. No matter what, it's important to pay attention to that with an open mind, because it's all in assistance of the process that we are going through. Then we have the High Priestess. This is a beautiful card, like trusting your own energy. I feel like you guys might be, you know, highly intuitive people. Perhaps you also read the tarot yourself, or some other form of, I hate to use that word, but divination, for lack of a better term, because I see like tarot and oracle cards as tools that help us align for empowered creation, and yeah, but that's a different discussion on a different day. But Spirit is saying the High Priestess, you intuitively would know already the answers to the questions that you're seeking, and to trust your guidance, trust your inner guidance on this one. Then we have joy. Wow, joy and peace in the other card. So working from a place of, you know, feeling relaxed, feeling joyful, and also like I feel in this in this connection, it's unfolding. It's something that is happening on its own. Situations will change, circumstances will change. There's more to happen. There's more to come, and it seems like most of it, if not all of it, would be joyful. Would be something that gives you peace. So which is beautiful, which is something that we want, and it doesn't mean like it would be, you know, you guys would land up together, but it feels like in the end, whatever unfolds would leave you not feeling like probably the way you might be feeling right now, which is confused or having these questions, or sad maybe, for those of you in which, you know, you guys are not in touch, you know, went your separate ways and the connection fell off. Okay, so that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to leave your reading. I certainly hope that it was helpful, that you found the answers that you were looking for, and more importantly, I hope that it was empowering. So thank you so much for watching and being here, and I will see you in my next video.